Hi, it's Lawyer Vince, and welcome back to How to Convince. Today's episode is about something everyone runs into, but no one gets taught how to handle difficult people. Because here's the truth, you will run into them everywhere, at work, at home, online, in line at Starbucks. And if you don't understand what drives difficult people, you end up either exploding or shutting down. Here's the shift, difficult people are predictable. They rely on the same patterns: blame, manipulation, aggression, playing the victim. And when you know the psychology behind those patterns, you can handle them without losing your cool. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join a newsletter with the link in the description. That's where you can send me your questions and be featured in the Q&A at the end of each video. All right, let's get into it. Let's start here. Why are some people just so difficult? The psychology usually comes down to three things. One, control. Difficult people crave control. If they feel powerless, they create chaos to get the power back. Two is insecurity. A lot of arrogance, bullying, or victim playing is just insecurity wearing armor. They attack or manipulate because they're scared of being exposed. Three, conditioning. Some people were raised in environments where conflict meant survival. Yelling, guilt tripping, or dominating was how they got attention or safety. They never learned another way. So here's the key. When you understand why someone is being difficult, you stop taking it personally. You see the behavior as a strategy, not as a reflection of your worth. Now, let's break it down into categories. Number one, the aggressor. They're loud, intimidating, and want to win by force. Strategy here is stay calm, lower your voice, and set boundaries. Here's a phrase. I'll continue this when we can both speak respectfully. Number two, the victim. They dodge responsibility by always being wronged. The strategy here is acknowledge their feelings, then redirect to responsibility. What to say? I hear this has been tough. What can you do to improve it? Number three, the manipulator. They twist words, guilt trip, or gaslight to get their way. The strategy here is to name the tactic, then ground it in facts. What I want you to say is, that sounds like guilt. Let's focus on solutions instead. Number four, the Stonewaller. They shut down, give the silent treatment, or refuse to engage. The strategy here is just to call it out, then set conditions. I want you to say, I want to continue this when we're both ready to talk openly. So when you spot the pattern, you stop reacting emotionally and you start responding strategically. Here are 7 phrases you can use with any difficult personality. Number one, help me understand what you're trying to say. See, this neutralizes sarcasm or confusion. Number two, let's stick to the main issue. This pulls the conversation back from distractions. Number three, I want to finish my point before we move on. This stops interrupters. Number four, I'm open to feedback, not disrespect. See, this is boundary with clarity. Number five, that's outside my role, but here's what I can do. This deflects work dumping. Number six, let's revisit this when emotions cool down. This shuts down unproductive fights. Then number seven, which is silence. Sometimes no reaction is the strongest reaction. Here's a secret. Difficult people thrive on reaction. If you blow up, they feel powerful. If you shrink back, they feel powerful. This real strength is being steady. Remember, calm tone equals control, and your direct words equal clarity. Consistent boundaries build your credibility. When your response is predictable and steady, their tactics stop working. So here are 4 advanced tactics for handling difficult people. Tactic number 1. This is what I call the time anchor. When someone is spiraling, anchor the conversation to time. Let's focus on what we can do in the next 10 minutes. This shrinks the problem into something manageable. Tactic number 2, future pacing. Shift them from emotion to consequence. Say, if we keep going this way, here's where it leads. What outcome do you actually want? Now they have to think forward instead of lashing out. Tactic 3, this is called the written reset. If conversations keep derailing, move it to writing. This is what I want you to say. Let's put this in an email so we're both clear. Paper trails cool down aggression. And tactic number 4. This is the third party test. Hold them accountable by involving an outside standard. You can say, if someone else were listening to this, how do you think it would come across? This forces self-reflection without direct confrontation. All right, now it's time for the Q&A. This is my favorite part. So question number 1, how do you address family who get offended when you ask for respect, then play victim and twist it against you? This is tough because family adds layers of guilt, obligation, and history, right? So what you're really asking is, how do I set a boundary without being cast as the villain? And here's the key. You can't control their reaction. You can only control your clarity. When you ask for respect and they play victim, they're flipping the script to avoid accountability. They want you chasing their approval, backpedaling or over-explaining. Just don't give them that power. Instead, I want you to hold the line without chasing. Say something like, I asked for respect because I value our relationship. What you tell others is your choice, but I'm clear on my boundary. See, it does three things. First, it centers your value. You're not asking for respect out of ego. You're asking because you care about the relationship. Number 2, it gives them ownership, right? If they gossip or twist it, that's on them and not you. And number 3, you stay calm. You're not matching their drama with more drama. Let me give you 2 practical scenarios. The first is the parent dynamic. This is when you say, I don't raise my voice at you, and I'm asking for the same in return. If they tell the family, oh, they accuse me of being abusive, you don't chase it. You just say this. I ask for respect in how we talk. That's all. Scenario 2, this is with like your siblings or extended family, maybe like your cousins. They cut you off at dinner, right? And you say, please don't interrupt me. I'd like to finish. Then they kind of, make a fuss about it and later say, well, she made me feel like the bad guy. See here, you don't defend or beg. You hold. What you say is, I ask not to be interrupted. That's a boundary, not an accusation. The principle here is simple. Don't get pulled into the side game. See, their offense is a deflection. Their storytelling is a deflection. The win is staying consistent, calm, clear, and repeating the boundary without apology. Because the truth is, the moment you start defending yourself against their twisted version, they've succeeded. You're playing their game. Instead, you show them, this is my standard. Whether you respect it or not is your choice, but I won't lower it to make you comfortable. All right, so question number 2. I'm an HR director in California. I've been off work on a stress claim after being bullied, harassed, and torn down by leadership. I'm worried about returning to the same toxic environment. How do I handle it? Well, first, let me just say, what you've described is not tough leadership, that's abuse. And the fact that you're even asking this question tells me you want to reclaim your confidence without walking back into the lion's den unprepared, right? So here's the 3-layer framework that I would give you. Step 1, protect yourself legally and professionally. You're in HR, so you know the rules. But when you're the target, it's easy to forget to apply them for yourself. So remember, document everything. Dates, times, names, behaviors. Even if it feels small, I want you to write it down. Paper trails are protection. Also, know your rights. In California, employers cannot just retaliate against you for filing a stress claim. If they try, that's leverage in your corner. And keep records off company devices. Store them privately. You don't want your notes living on your employer's server, right? Step 2, preset boundaries before you step back in. So when you return, don't improvise. Toxic leaders thrive on catching you off guard. So go in with language already prepared. Be short, clear, repeatable. For example, I want to keep this focused on solutions, not blame. Or you can say, I won't continue if the tone is disrespectful. Or another one I like is, that comment feels unprofessional. Let's bring this back to the issue. Notice these aren't arguments, they're anchors. They stop the spiral before it starts. In step 3, don't fight alone. This is critical. The number one tactic of bullies is they isolate. Don't let them box you in. What I want you to do is, 1, build allies, colleagues who've seen what's happened. They can back you up. Even quiet support matters. The second would be, involve neutral third parties, like a mediator, union reps, or even like a legal counsel, depending on how far things escalate. And also, lean on outside support, a therapist, mentor, a coach who can help you process the emotional side so you don't carry it all into the workplace. So here's a mindset shift. You are not powerless. Toxic leaders, they make you feel small. See, they make you feel cornered and voiceless. But when you walk in with a plan, with phrases already preloaded, and with allies ready, you're harder to break. And one last thing, remind yourself, I'm not going back as the same person who left, right? I'm going back stronger with boundaries. That mindset alone shifts how you carry yourself, and people feel that energy before you even open your mouth. Okay, question 3. Can you suggest a less aggressive way to say put up or shut up? Absolutely. You can send the same message without sounding combative. Here are 3 options. 1, let's see action behind the words. Translation, I hear what you're saying. Now show me through effort. 2, if this matters, let's move from talk to results. Translation, words are fine, but progress is the real proof. And 3, I'd like to see what that looks like in practice. Translation, I'm not dismissing you, but I expect follow through. All right, question 4. How do you network without feeling fake or transactional? Lead with curiosity. Instead of pitching yourself, ask thoughtful questions. How did you get into your field? What's been the most rewarding part of your role? Authenticity beats small talk. All right, question 5. What's the best way to recover if you blank out in the middle of a presentation? First, remember this. Everyone blanks sometimes. What separates a confident communicator from a nervous one isn't perfection, it's recovery. If you own it with composure, the audience sees confidence, not weakness. Here are 3 phrases you can use depending on the vibe that you want to set. The first, let me pause and reset for a second. Translation, this is calm acknowledgement. You're steadying yourself and the audience will steady with you. The second, I want to make sure I say this clearly. Give me a moment. Translation, you turn the blank into intentionality. It looks like thoughtfulness, not a stumble. Number 3, I lost my spot for a moment, but here's a key point I want to emphasize. Translation, it's a smooth pivot. You admit the slip, then immediately redirect to value. Pro tip, always keep a lifeline on hand, a simple note card with you for your key bullet points, right? Not full sentences, just anchors. That way, when the nerves kick in, you don't have to scramble. You glance, breathe, and pick up right where you left off. And here's the mindset shift. The audience isn't rooting for you to fail. They're silently hoping you succeed because an awkward speaker makes everyone uncomfortable. When you handle the blank with calm honesty, they'll actually respect you more. Now, here's your challenge for this week. Think of the most difficult person in your life. Write down their pattern. Are they an aggressor, victim, manipulator, or stonewaller? Then pick one phrase from today's toolbox to use the next time they pull that move. If this episode helped you, subscribe, hit the like button, and join the newsletter. Drop a comment that says steady beats difficult, so I know you made it to the end. And if you want personalized coaching, I offer one-on-one sessions where we role-play your toughest conversations until handling difficult people feels second nature. Spots are limited. Link is in the description. This has been How to Convince with Lawyer Vince. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you same time next week.